Alright, listen. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel for the second time. I already started and filmed the first couple minutes of this. Apparently the camera wasn't on. There are so many disadvantages, you guys. Before I even get into the products, let's talk for a second. There is a disadvantage to not being able to see. To not being able to hardly see myself in the viewfinder. I can barely see myself up close in my mirror. I have horrible vision. I wear glasses for a reason. You want to know one of the disadvantages? Not being able to see that blinking red light. The second advantage is not being able to see what your brows look like. So if they look atrocious, I'm sorry. I try my best to really match them, but like at the end of the day, A, I'm always in a hurry. B, I wear glasses, so like who cares? I just wear extra frames that day, and that's like it didn't even happen. Who cares? So today there are several disadvantages to being of the sight impaired, situation, but we are here to talk about a different fellow, a fellow that is mystical and adorable. Enter the My Little Pony eyeshadow palette from Pur. Now, I picked up just the palette. I didn't pick up all the pencils and stuff like that. It was a little bit too, like, 3-year-old for me. But this palette, on the other hand, first of all, look at how pretty that is. Like, oh my gosh, are you living? Because I am. I thought it was so pretty. And then you open it up, and these colors are just, like, so fun and vibrant and beautiful, but, like, I was looking at them, and you can definitely still create like a daily look out of this because there's some browns, a nice gold shimmer, a bone highlight. Whoa, Paige, calm down. Brow bone highlights and stuff. There's definitely a lot of things you can do, as well as all the pops of color that obviously stick out first to everyone. I already did go ahead and swatch them. So here is this sexy beast from the top row all the way down. And as you guys know, I go ahead, I'm just going to leave my arm there so you can get a better look at them. But as you guys know, I swatch off of camera, and if that's ever a problem, I'm sorry, but that's how I do it. If you guys can't trust me to do the swatches and, to give you my honest opinion off camera, like I said, you got the wrong girl, because you should find someone on YouTube that you can trust. So, or at least that you think you can trust. At the end of the day, we're all going to have different opinions of what is quality and what is not. So, 4, 8, 12, 16. You get 16 shadows. It is $29. So up here, it is by the brand Pur. I don't know if I said that or not because I can't remember. So I thought we would go through today and put some of these on our face, maybe create a day look. I'm not looking for anything too intense because, the office isn't a place where I tend to want to wear like purple and bright hot pink, but I've done it. So I'm not going to say never because like I definitely have. One of the first things I wanted to say, though, is that a couple of these shades, let me zoom you in. A couple of these shades, like this brown one here, this brown one, they seem to come off a little bit chalky. This one down here is absolutely beautiful, that blue shimmer, oh my gosh. But some of these, I was just a little underwhelmed at how they swatched. And like, but that gold one, oh my God, like that's going on my lid. I don't care what else happens in my life today, that's going on my lid. So that is all of them. Sorry, I know that was a little bit abrupt, but I wanted to give you guys that up close because I feel like that probably explained it better than I could have. Some of them were very chalky going on, and like the pigmentation wasn't there. A couple of them gave me flashbacks to the these LA Girl Neon and Smoky palettes, which if you've watched that review, or if you haven't, I will link it down below. But these were dreadful, and a couple of these shadows gave me a little bit of a flashback to those, and I was like, oh God, no, I don't want that. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to start putting them on the face because that's what we do here. By the way, is my hair insane? Okay, so I did overnight curls last night. I know. I forgot to film it. My fault. But I did overnight curls last night. Oh man, child of mercy. And as I was doing my overnight curls, it's like, midnight, and I'm like, oh my God, I wake up out of a dead sleep. Damn it, I should have filmed that. So sorry guys, but this is what my overnight curls look like. These are a little bit rough because I had a rough night sleeping, so I tossed and turned a lot, but yeah, these are my overnight curls. I look a little like a poodle today, but what are you gonna do? We can't always look fabulous, people. Okay, the first thing I want to do is I'm gonna go in with this light brown shade up here, which is also known as this shade right here. Just a lighter crease color I thought we would go in with. These do have quite a bit of kick up in pan, so those blend in quite nicely actually. Okay, next up I think I'm going to want to go in with this deep brown right here, also known as this little guy, which is right below that gold that is going on my eye. Basically guys, it's going to be like a nice brown gold eye day. Why did I do that? What page? What in your life makes sense when you pick up this palette and go, I think I'm going to make a nice brown gold eye, a nice warm toned eye? Sometimes I'm convinced I'm drunk when I get ready in the morning. Dang, that looks so pretty. Okay, so now you know it, I know it, it's time for the gold. I can't like wait any longer. Like, I was gonna like build up and do all, no, I don't want to. Like, I want this paddle brush and I want this gold on my eye. First I'm gonna, my God, every time my air conditioning kicks on, I feel like Darth Vader is like breathing in my ears. Like, it's like, oh shit. Okay, calm down. I'm gonna go in with some glitter glue first, just because I've got oily lids, it's a thing. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not taking any chances. Oh, you guys wanna hear a funny story? My foundation this morning. Whew, child. I tried to like do a mixture. It didn't work out so well, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why I decided to start talking about that when I can't even show you what I'm talking about, so hold on a second and I'll show you. I'm pretty sure life just happened on my eyelid. Life. Okay, let's do the other eye and then we will blend everything out to perfection. And by perfection, I mean like my standard of perfection. That was such a great laugh. Sound like, what's that Yogi the Bear? Want some of my picnic basket? That's what I feel like when I sound like that. Dude, sometimes I listen back to my Sometimes I listen back to my footage and I'm just like, who are you? What? Did you ever go to school? That is so pretty. Okay, now we have to blend because it looks a little bit psychotic right now. Just gonna take a mixture of those first two shades and kind of blend out the side right there. Because you know, you guys, we're looking for that natural transition. The natural transition that makes it look like our eyelids are naturally golden brown. As you can tell, that's a pet peeve of mine. When people are like, oh, I'm just trying to make it look natural. Bitch, your eyelids are not purple, shut up. Okay, and then I want to take some of this, where is it at here? I'm actually going to take, I was debating between the yellow and the white, but I think I'm just going to take some of, whoops, the yellow right here. Oh, there are shade names. The shade name Kindness. And I'm just going to take a tiny little bit. I don't want a lot, but I just want to diffuse this upper brown right here. I don't want it to look quite so harsh. And this yellow was like super light and it was actually really chalky when I swatched it. So it's kind of what I'm looking for to do this job, because, you know, when I'm trying to diffuse something, I don't want it to be like super like pigmented and like, you know, ruin that entire area or make me look like Rainbow Bright with a giant swipe across my eyelid. I just realized that like some of my audience might not even, like, you'll know who My Little Pony is because they are like a new thing. Well, they're old for me, but new for the newer generation. But like Rainbow Bright and what's that other one? Salem, and like a lot of these other cartoons that are like hardcore 80s, 90s. Like, some of you people might not even know what I'm talking about. There, and it wasn't really meant to add color so much as it was just diffuse that entire look. And I think next we are just gonna do the brow bone highlight, if I can find the right brush. So next we're gonna go in with Rarity. It's just this white shade up here. We're gonna test it out for a brow bone and see how it is. It's pretty white. It's actually not bad. It's just a little bit brightening. It's gonna be hard for it to pick up on camera though, I feel like, because it's almost going on. You can kind of see it in the swatch, and I bet you saw it when you were up close. It's also a very chalky shade. So I'm probably gonna have to go over this with like a regular white, like a regular highlight, I mean. I have a feeling that this one probably wasn't incorporated to be a highlight. It was probably incorporated more to like be a mixing medium for these brighter shades. So that way you had something that you could either layer them on top of to make them brighter, or maybe diffuse them a little bit so they weren't quite so hot, you know? Which is beautiful, and I love that idea, because it's definitely, now that I look at it, I don't know why I thought that'd be a highlight. It's definitely just white, so that's fun. All right, what next? Oh, let's do the lower lash line. Paige, how do I forget the lower lash line? And why did I just get so close? I had to get a brush. For the lower lash line, I think it might be kind of fun to maybe run a little bit of this. No, I don't want that color. Wait. Yeah, actually I lied. I do. I think it'd be kind of cool to run some of this purple in there, which is this purple, which is the shade Magic. How did I not notice that they had shade names? What is wrong with me? See, it's just enough that it's like a very, very subtle purple. I don't want like purple, you know, I just want like purple. Like a real chill kind of purple. And now under that purple, as you can, like, look at how just like smoky that is, but it's not overdone. That's what I was going for. Now I want to take the shade Laughter. It's like this pale, peachy kind of shimmer. It is this one right here on my arm. I just want to run that just under that purple. The fallout wasn't bad on my face. There's just a little bit of gold. So for as much kick as there initially was in the pan, I'm pretty impressed with that. I actually really am digging this. Like, this looks really pretty. Listen to me, I'm just like gonna compliment myself. I'm like, oh yeah, I look really pretty, girl. I'm full of myself. I'm full of myself. And then my hair is just like, boof, boof. It's got like its own beatbox to it. And I'm wearing purple on my shirt, and I put purple on my eyes. Paige, you are asking for it from the haters. Sorry guys, I got the feeling that this eye was not as dark as this eye was on like the outer banks. Like on the outer banks. Wow. The outer V, rather. So I kind of wanted to go ahead and fix that. I just went in with a little bit more of that dark brown. Honesty is the shade name. Look at me go. Learning how to read. Woo woo, raise the roof. I am so from the 90s. Yes, God, yes. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to not drop everything. I'm going to finish up this face, and I will check in with you before I leave and give you some final thoughts on this palette right here. Okay, you guys, I got it all finished up, added lips, added my lashes, and not like fake lashes or anything, but you know, and I just, I'm not done yet. Phones. And I just wanted to real quick stop back on, give you my final thoughts on the palette, and talk to you about that foundation combination. You know how some days you're just like having a minute where you're just like, please stop what you're doing and tell me that I'm pretty, because right now I don't believe you. I'm having one of those days where like everything I put on my face, like my face makeup, not like my eyes or my lips, but like, you know, my face, I'm just like, ugh, I'm irritated with it. Other than that highlight, the highlight is beautiful, but other than that, I'm just frustrated. I decided to take it upon myself. I was like, you know what? I should play with my foundations today. I should make a concoction. The last time I made a concoction, it was my Maybelline Matte and Poreless, or Better Skin, whatever this stuff is, and then the Estee Lauder Double Wear Maximum Coverage, and then my Marc Jacobs. And that went beautifully. I'm like, oh my God, I have such a good idea. I should try mixing some more of my favorite foundations. So I was like, well, let's start with Milk Makeup, because I've been really playing with this one. I've been loving the coverage. It's normally really good, but I want to change the undertone. So I added a little bit of my L'Oreal, because this is like really, really cool undertone and very pale. So I thought it would be a good balance. Well, then I wanted to add in a little brown undertone, so I added a touch of the Maximum Coverage, and then just for a hint of sparkle, and because apparently I was drunk, I added my Marc Jacobs drops. So I tried to mix all four of these together, and the moral of the story is that it looks like shit. So don't do that. It looks bad. Like it literally, I had like zero coverage. Like, I don't know how that happened. I combined two of the things that have the most coverage, and I somehow ended up with no coverage. And it looks patchy. I'm just not living. So I'm like, okay, well, that's great. Well, then I tried to use a different cheek combination. I'm irritated. And the only thing I will say though, I love how the eyes turned out. The eyes, I think, look beautiful. But yeah, the rest of it, I'm not digging. And my hair is flat because it's like humid. So I'm just like, wow, this is going well. Like, it'll be nice and poofy down here, but then like up here it sticks and then woof, like poodle ears, how they're like, eep. That's what I look like today. So that's my vibe, and I think my brows are a little more even. I'm like obsessed now. The video I posted this morning was the LA Girl video, the 2 palettes that they released, and I died editing that footage. I'm like, my brows, like, why? I think by the end of the video I like saw it and I had fixed it off of camera, but like in the beginning I'm just like, how do you not notice that they're that uneven? And I don't have an answer for you. I just don't. I'm an average person, people, and I kind of suck sometimes. So anyways, let's move on to my final thoughts on this palette. I think it is $29. That's, I don't think that's a fact. And I think it's beautiful. I think the packaging is very pretty. I think it's a very pretty concept for someone, you know, that really wants to be able to play with fun colors. But I also think that, and I know you guys are probably sick of seeing this, and no, it doesn't have, I mean, it has a couple shimmery shades, yes, but like, I look at this. This is also $29. This is the Smoke palette from Carity. And I look at the two of these and like I test the pigmentation between the two of them. Same price. And this one is, I believe, 21 shadows. Yes. This one, the Carity palette, is 21 shadows. And over here you get 16. 4, 8, 12, 16. Yes. 16 shadows versus 21. So you get way more with this palette. And then I was just like going to kind of compare a couple of shades. Like this bright blue right here against maybe their blue. It's not the same shade, but I just feel like the pigmentation overall with a lot of their shadows, it's just so much better. like the hot pink. I'll zoom you guys in after I get some of these on my arm. Okay guys, so I did go ahead and I did a couple double swatches. I'm going to zoom you in and we'll kind of look at them. I couldn't find a dupe for every single one in the My Little Pony palette, but just enough to kind of show you what I'm talking about. Oh, hi. So over on this side right here, this is the My Little Pony side, and then these are the ones that I pulled out of the Carity palette. So you can definitely tell, like the yellow is more intense, this darker, this lighter brown, darker brown. I tried to find like another shimmer shade. This hot pink is so much more intense. This purple, oh my, like, is that not insane, the difference? Like, the blue is obviously not the same color. The green is more intense. Then there's the black. So something to consider. And I know that you guys are probably like sick of me talking about the Carity palettes, and I get it, and I don't blame you. Like, I will try to make an effort to like reach for the drugstore versions, the ones that you can pick up like in store, but I just feel like I'm gonna give you guys like the best option. And honestly, for this palette, like a dupe for it, and for $29 they are the exact same price, and 16 versus 21 shadows, like that's a difference, you know. And the other thing that I have an issue with too is like, these are not the best quality I've ever worked with. Like, a lot of them were so chalky. Don't get me wrong, the ones that I put on my eyes did work very well, but overall, if I have to count them, at least those 6-7 shades, I think is what I just counted, I don't care for. Like, they are just chalky. I worked with 2 of those shades, and don't get me wrong, they build it up, and they build it up. Really, Paige? Okay. They built up and they blended nicely, but at the end of the day, they just, I feel like the swatch isn't everything, how they go on the eyes isn't everything. There's so many components in between those two things that you have to look at. And for me, if I'm buying something for $29 and I'm getting 16 shades, I want to know that my 16 shades are all bomb. You know, actually, let's take a Jeffree Star palette, for example. I have both of them. This is just the Beauty Killer palette. There are, I think, 10 shades. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, and don't get me wrong, like, obviously the pans are huge, and we all know that, whatever. But I'm just, for consistency, that's kind of what I want to talk about. I know that every single shade in his palette that I spend, you know, that 20 some dollars for, whatever, however much they cost, I don't remember off the top of my head, but every single shade is quality. They are all super pigmented, they are all super blendable, they are all fantastic. And then so I don't feel bad spending my money when I know every single shade is just amazing, you know. And that's how I feel. Like, I don't mind ever spending money on a palette if all the shades rock, and if it's cheaper and a couple of the shades aren't bad, okay, whatever. So my final thoughts on this, you guys, is that, you know, I don't really think it's necessary. I don't think it's like worth your money. And I definitely don't like this foundation combination. I kind of think I look awful. But I do kind of like this lipstick. I just don't know if I like it with the eyes. What do you guys think? Do you guys mind like a pink lip with this kind of like a warm tone eye? I kind of feel like I'm mixing two worlds. I don't know. I feel like it should have been a brown tone, but I didn't want to overdo the brown. You know what I'm saying? What do you guys think? Let me know what you think. So I'm going to get going, you guys, because you guessed it, I'm late. And I will talk to you guys all later. I hope that this was helpful. If you were looking at it for someone, if you're looking at it for maybe like your niece and she just wants it because it says My Little Pony, you got 30 bucks, whatever. But other than that, like, if you're an adult and you're looking for like a good quality shadow and a good deal, it might not be like the best route that I would choose personally. But that's just me. So that's everything that I have to say about that, you guys. Any questions or comments or anything like that, hit me up in the comments below. I read them all. I'm working on a bunch of new requested videos for you guys. I have a bunch of stuff on order for you guys, and I'm super excited about it. So I will talk to you guys all later. I keep feeling like there's something I'm forgetting, but I can't remember what it is. I don't know. I keep looking at my brows, though. I feel like they're bold today, but like it worked so well. Like the shape is a little off. That's the other thing I want to mention too real quick before I leave, is that my brows, you guys, they are literally two different like shapes and sizes and hair growth, two totally different shapes. Like, I need to get these damn swatches off my arm because I'm about to wear them all. But just something to note, you guys, like my brows are literally 100% different. Like, just saying. See, the problem is that I don't try to be someone that I'm not. Like, I don't try to tell you guys that I'm like some professional and that like I always look great and like, oh, my skin is flawless. Like, I don't try to be someone that I'm not. And I don't try to like pretend that I'm so great at makeup that I don't ever screw it up. Because like I screw it up most of the time. So maybe that's where the miscommunication comes in. Ooh, almost dropped my Carity palette. That ain't good. Okay, got those off my arm, you guys. That is it for this video. Comment, like, subscribe, share the videos, share the love. I'm super excited, you guys. We are quickly approaching 11,000 views, and I think we have over 200, almost 270 subscribers, and I am super excited about it. Thank you guys so much. None of that would be possible if you guys weren't so fabulous. So I will talk to you all later. Have a great day, night, weekend, whatever, and we shall talk soon. Bye! little pony.